All right, so today I'm here at Goodwill and want to see if I can turn a profit with 60 bucks. So let's go inside and see what they have. This couch and chair are sweet, kind of a Southwestern style, but a little bit out of our price range, so we'll pass on these. We have a Nordic track here. We could always mount the TV again. Unfortunately, too expensive. They did have this old, it looks like a Toledo scale. Seems super unique, so we'll grab this and get it home. Oh, dude, that is sweet. Got it, man. Thank you. All right, we got it home safely. Just need to get it off the truck. I don't have any help here, so gonna have to manage unloading this by myself, and hopefully we don't damage it. And thankfully, it hit the ground safely, so we are good to go. So step one, let's get the Goodwill sticker off. Since it's on glass, super easy, just some glass cleaner and a razor blade. Next, we're going to remove this plaque off the side here. Just want to be careful removing any of this hardware. You don't want to strip these old screws. Speaking of which, we're going to turn the resistance way down on the drill. Since there's probably no chance of replacing these screws, you just want to be very gentle. But thankfully, they are coming out super easy. And just like that, we already got the glass off the front. Look how cool this is. You know, they don't make stuff like this anymore. And since this is so old, we have to remove some of the rust from the screws. So we'll let these guys sit overnight. And in the meantime, we'll get right into sanding. I hate to do it, but we have to sand down the logo here. I have a surprise at the end, but this is just too beat up and scratched, so we're going to remove it for now and come back to it later. Also, here's a trick for you guys if you don't want to use your screwdriver. And again, look how just unique this looks inside. It looks like it's out of a movie. And before paint, we got it sanded. Now we're just gonna take some rubbing alcohol and clean off the surface. And last step, before we paint, just gonna tape off this front dial here. I don't wanna remove it. I don't wanna damage anything inside, so we'll just tape around it. Just going to start with a quick coat of primer. As always, this just helps the paint bond better and kind of cleans up the surface a little bit. While that's drying, I'm going to run over to Walmart, and here is the color that we're going with. Just a classic navy blue. I think it'll look very mature for this. I don't want to risk going with the light color and end up making this look tacky. Also, you could do quick streaks like I do, or you could go from end to end. I don't have a degree in spray paint, but doing it this way for me has always looked just fine. I feel like when I go from end to end, I have worse aim, if that makes sense. So quick streaks here, and so far it's looking amazing. Also, I wouldn't always recommend refurbishing old antiques like this. The only reason I actually considered it is because this was already painted before aftermarket, so I'm not spraying over the original paint. And also just depends on your buyer. Some people like the original paint. Some people like this refurbished aftermarket look. So it just comes down to personal preference. And as always, this Rust-Oleum never fails. This stuff looks amazing. Just to be safe, we're going to add just one layer of clear coat. We'll let this sit overnight and come back to it tomorrow. All right, good morning. We let everything sit overnight. The rust is gone. Things are looking good. The paint is dry. We're going to remove some of the paper and the tape here. And I know right now you guys see where I messed up. So we'll grab some paint remover. We'll hit it real quick, kind of rub it in, give it a few minutes, and just like that, it's all gone. I also took some stainless polish here. I'm just kind of wiping the edges down. Not perfect, but looks a lot better. We'll get this paper off and start putting this guy back together. Just going to sand down any of the rust that wasn't removed overnight, make these screws look nice and new again. And I actually had to replace this tiny screw right here. I could not get the old one out, so I had to drill it out and replace it with this guy. Just going to sand down a few more screws. You can see this one's dark here. And just like that, she's shining. One of the final steps here, we're going to polish up the front handle, which surprisingly was in great shape. It wasn't really rusted, just kind of dull. So just going to polish it here and make it look nice and fresh. Going to put the back plate on here, which looks kind of empty. But like I said, I have a surprise at the end. Going to mount this plaque back on the side. Didn't touch this, wanted to keep this as is. And here we go. Obviously, I would not do away with the logo without having a new one made. I did have my buddy print out some decal and made it the exact same color and size, same logo, everything. And that looks good as new. And also I went ahead and I told him, hey, since you're going to make one, let's do one more to the front. The front just kind of seemed bare. I figured, hey, let's just add one more logo. Don't want to do too much, but I do want to make this pop at the same time. And that is just about it. Remember, here it was before. It was very sad and rusted. And here we have it after. The thing looks brand new out of the factory again. I think the navy blue is a very mature and classy color. All of the rust is gone. All the screws look brand new. This thing looks incredible. I don't want to stand on the paint just yet, but you guys can see when I press on it, the scale is working. I did do some research. These prices range as low as $300 up to $4,000. And to be honest, I don't know where to price this at. It's so unique and it's going to take a very special customer. I would not be surprised if it takes a while to sell. But man, what a cool piece. I did some research on them and these were used in grocery stores back in the day. And this guy is believed to be over 100 years old. I believe this one is from 1917. So it was an honor working on this and giving this guy a second life. Whenever working on old stuff like this, it's kind of cool to think of the history and who used this. I mean, this guy is almost as old as the Titanic, which is incredible. So I'm not too worried about the profit on this. It was just fun to work on and I hope it finds a good home. But thank you for watching and on to the next.